Hi, Natalie, how are you?
I am doing wonderfully. It's really late at night for you, right?
Here it's like 10 and a half.
Okay, 10:30. That's okay. It's not super late, but it's usually the time that I'm fast asleep. So you're still up and you're still looking super beautiful.
Like you, I have to tell you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. So I have to say, you're probably one of the most beautiful faces of the universe this year in the contestants. I was looking at your photos on Instagram and you're absolutely gorgeous. Your face is flawless.
Oh, thank you so much. And I have to tell you too, I know that you know, but I think that you're really one of the most beautiful Miss Universe in the history of Miss Universe.
Ooh, thank you. I'll take it. I'll take the compliment. All right. Well, now that we've finished complimenting each other, let's get into the real stuff and let's talk about how you can win the crown at Miss Universe. Is that one of your goals? Do you want to win?
Of course, I think that all the competitors want to win, so we have to do our best.
We absolutely must do our best. And what have you done to prepare so far? What kind of preparation have you done?
At first, of course, as you know, English is my second language, so I have been really studying so hard to improve my communication skills in English. Uh, and this is an amazing opportunity because I can practice and, most importantly, learn. So thank you for the opportunity. And well, I'm studying in English, speaking, a lot of exercise. We have to talk about that because I want to go to Miss Universe with your body, please.
Okay, we can work on that for sure. Um, Thank you. Well, first of all, I have to say you sound excellent. Your English is sounding on point. I mean, I don't know how you were sounding before, but right now, great. So
Thank you.
congratulations on that. That's
I'm
really, really
studying
well
very
done.
hard.
Good, good. Well, it shows that you have that winning mentality because you're going to Miss Universe and you're saying, nope, I'm not going to just be mediocre. I'm going to be next level. I'm going to be top
Yes.
level. And this is what I always say that usually it's the most prepared girl who wins, not the most
Yes.
beautiful, right?
Yes.
And anyway, beauty is so subjective. We can say everyone is beautiful in their own way, and some people will think this girl is more beautiful or the most beautiful, and some people will say this girl is the most beautiful. So really at the end it comes down to who has taken their time to prepare in every single aspect of the competition. And this is exactly what I have done when I was preparing for Miss Universe. I had my notebook, my journal, and I wrote down every little thing that I needed to do to prepare from every aspect of the competition. So nutrition, fitness, evening gown, wardrobe, runway walking, interview skills, right? My hair and my makeup, my skin, and even my teeth, right? Like everything, I wrote down exactly what I needed to do. And I would make little action plan for each of the categories. And every night I sat down in my bedroom and I looked at my notebook and I would make little check marks to say, hey, okay, what have I done today? And even if I've done one thing that day, that made me feel like a winner. That made me feel like I'm getting one step closer to my goal. So do you have a journal or somewhere where you write things down?
Yes. I have a, my book is there, and I write everything. I think that if I don't write the things that I have to do, it's a disaster. So I have to prepare every day because every day is different. So we have to do it good. With my organization, we are very meticulous in everything.
Excellent, excellent. And you looks like you have a really good team behind you. You have wonderful organizers.
Yes,
And
I love them because they let me be, and this is, I think, the most important to win Miss Universe. Be ourselves. So I'm very happy with the organization, and I'm in love with them. I really love them.
oh, that's so wonderful. And I love how you're expressing this gratitude towards them. This is what's going to also put you into the winning energy. The moment you start expressing gratitude for everything and everyone around you, that's when you raise your energetic vibration to the energy of a winner, right? So we're not just talking about having a winning mindset. We're talking about having a winning energy as well, right?
Yeah.
So I love that you're saying this. I'm in love with my organizers. I'm in love with my organization. Keep up that kind of vibration by giving out love to everybody that you meet, right? So from your organizers to when you go to Miss Universe, to the Miss Universe organizations, to all of the chaperones, to all of the makeup and hairstylists, to all of the contestants, the fans, and even when you get, I mean, let's be honest, we are going to hear some negative feedback from the fans. Hi, fans, please be nice. Don't say mean things to us. But even if you hear some negativity, like criticism, right? Or
Yes.
somebody will say something negative about you or start comparing you to somebody else, just send them love, right? Don't feel like, oh, how dare these people, or how, you know, how bad they are for saying these things. But instead, understand that everyone who might say something negative, they must have their own insecurity, or they must have their own pain that they're going through. So the best thing that we can do is send them love. And this is one of the things that we worked on with Nova Stevens, who became Miss Universe Canada this past year. So you're going to meet her at Miss Universe. She's going to be competing with you in Canada. Yeah, she's such a, oh my God, she's such a lovely person. You'll fall in love with her heart. So we worked on that. I coached her for the whole year, and we actually worked on how can we turn hate into love. And she's the perfect example of how you can take so much negativity, right? So much racism, so much, you know, animosity towards her, you know, becoming Miss Universe Canada and competing at Miss Universe, and turning it into love, right? Like she doesn't come back with any negative things to those people who say negative things to her. So even with us, right, we might not get the same kind of hate, you know, as some of the you know, people of color, for example, right? But we still are going to be up against criticism, against judgment, right? Because it is a beauty pageant. We're going to get judged. So are you mentally and energetically, are you prepared to handle any criticism or negative comments?
Yes, I work on TV since 2013. I work in my country. So I start with this, like the powerful social media, like a lot years ago. So I start learning when I was like 19. I was a baby. And in that time, it was very hard for me to hear all the negativity, because it's impossible. Always we will receive all that. So
always
through the years, I've been learning, and now I feel more prepared to go to Miss Universe and receive all this negativity. Maybe, of course, we have to be honest, always hurt a little bit, but we have to hear that and listen the people that really want to help you. And I think that this is the key.
Yes. And if I can give you one more advice about that, if you take any negative comment and you feel like it hurts you somehow, maybe that's because you feel that it's the truth, right?
Yes.
Because a lot of the times, I'll give an example. When I was competing at Miss Universe, you know, I heard all things like, oh, she went down to Colombia and she had all of this plastic surgery. And I knew that wasn't the truth because I never had plastic surgery before Miss Universe, right? So I actually, when I heard people saying that, it didn't hurt me at all because I knew deep down in my heart that it's just not true. So how can it possibly hurt me? Yes. But if I heard things like, oh, you know, her walk is not that great, and if it hurt me, I knew that it's something that I needed to work on because I knew it was the truth. So taking any criticism and understanding if there's some element of truth to that, then that's something that we must improve and work to become better versions of ourselves.
Yes.
But if it's not true, there's not even a point in getting hurt or upset, right? Because, I mean, people can say a lot of things, but at the end of the day, it's, you know, it's how we interpret it. If we allow those things to hurt us, it's our own problem.
Yes,
right?
and being honest too, like I receive like 1,000 positive messages every day, and I can't stop in the negative message. So I always understand the negative messages, of course, because I want to be better, but we have to listen the positive messages too. I think that we don't have to forget that.
You are so, so right, Daniela. It's so true that our brains, our minds, they have a negativity bias. So whenever we hear something negative, we pay attention. Whenever we hear something positive, we're like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yes. Yes.
So we need to start to retrain our mind. So every time you hear somebody saying something positive about you, make a mental note of that. Oh, that feels great. Oh, I'm so grateful for that person for saying that. That's amazing. That's a win in my mind, right? So almost like give yourself a mental crown every time somebody says something good about you. So like today, I said, you're one of the most beautiful faces in the contest this year. So that should be like a mental check in your mind that whenever you feel maybe less confident or you feel down or you have low energy one day, you remember that comment, right? That Natalie
Yes.
told you that you are one of the most beautiful faces in the contest.
No,
That's
not
amazing.
only Natalie, the Miss Universe are telling me this. So no, I won't forget it. Believe me.
Okay, good, good. Don't ever forget it. And just start collecting them, right? Collect all of those compliments in your bag, right? And then by the
Yes.
time that you're at Miss Universe, you're going to have a full suitcase full of compliments that you can take with you, right?
Yes.
And that's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I'm getting goosebumps just talking about that because it's so wonderful that we're surrounded by love. We're surrounded by high vibrations from so many people that want to give love to us. And we just need to acknowledge it and we need to be grateful for it and never, never
Yes.
forget it. Okay, so let me answer one of your questions since we are here. What would you
I have
like?
a card with
Ooh,
your questions.
girl, you're prepared. I love it.
No, I'm very excited with this. So I have a card with all my questions. Well, my very first question is about your preliminary interview. You can tell me something about that.
Preliminary interview. Okay. I have to really think back hard because it was such a long time ago. And to be honest with you, a lot of the things that happened in this universe were kind of a blur. Like I can't even remember specific details. The only thing that I remember is that I was nervous, but I was also kind of allowing it to happen. You know, whatever happens, happens. So I was not too crazy about it. So when I went into the interview, there was, of course, I think judges on both sides, and two girls would go in at a time and stand on both sides. And then after 5 minutes, we switch, right? We go to the other. And I remember that one judge said to me, "Oh, you're from Canada. Oh, I love Cirque du Soleil. You know Cirque du Soleil?"
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I didn't know what it was. And I said, "Oh, Cirque du Soleil, what's that?" And he just kind of looked at me like, what planet is this girl from? Like, what is she like not, aware of anything that's going on in her own country? And I kind of felt really embarrassed because I guess at that time maybe wasn't worldly or cultured enough. I didn't know what it was. Like, whatever was the reason. I never came across Cirque du Soleil, so I didn't know. So after I left the interview, I kind of felt like, oh, maybe that wasn't such a good interview because I kind of messed up there. But at the end of the day, I was being myself, right? So I was honestly saying, oh no, I'm sorry. What is that? I don't really know. And I kind of laughed it off. So in a way, my mistake or lack of awareness still came across as very charming, I guess. So, you have to remember that the judges, they're not there to see you fail. They're not trying to make you fail. They're not trying to stumble you or, ask you something that makes you like, oh my gosh, I don't know the answer. They just want to see your personality. at the end of the day. So even if there's something that you don't know, that's okay. You know, laugh it off, make fun of yourself, you know, whatever. Like you could say, oh, I'm such a klutz. You know, every time I do something, things fall out of my hand and I break things. And you can laugh about it, right? So
Yes.
making fun of yourself and just being sweet and smiling and not taking yourself too seriously is actually going to give you extra points, no matter what you say. Of course, we need to be knowledgeable as much as possible about current issues, because let's be honest, these days they're looking for Miss Universe who can be a speaker, a public speaker on the platform, right? Because these days you're going to be speaking on Instagram Live every week. Look at Zoe Bini. She's like doing so many lives now. When I was competing, public speaking wasn't as much of an, you know, a task that we had to do. But now they're looking for somebody who can speak knowledgeably about important issues. So of course, your job is to research whatever you can and find facts and statistics about every single platform or every single issue, right? But even if you mess up or you forget your fact, that's okay, right? As long as you are being honest and authentic and make fun of yourself a little bit, they're just going to love you and give you more points than if you speak like a robot, you know?
I love what
So,
you said. I think it's very important. Yes. Be
yeah,
yourself.
so I think, you know, my preliminary interview was really just for the judges to see our personality. And even though in my mind I thought, oh my gosh, maybe I messed up and I didn't know what Cirque du Soleil was, but actually, you know, I ended up doing really well. Obviously, I got into the top 15. We had different judges on the final night, so whoever was judging on preliminary obviously was not judging on the final line, but it was good enough to get into the top 15. So
Yes.
that was really great. And you know, I want to tell you another story. I remember Jennifer Hawkins was also kind of saying something. I can't remember where I heard that. Jennifer Hawkins, who was Miss Universe before me, right? From Australia. So she was saying that in her preliminary interview, they asked her something about the AIDS pandemic, because of course that's one of the platforms that Miss Universe promotes. And they asked her, and she didn't know much about it because she came from Australia, and at the time also she didn't know that you can't transmit it through kissing. And when they asked her that, and she didn't know that, the judges were kind of like, "Oh, how could you're going to be Miss Universe and you don't know this basic information?" So she was also really upset and kind of not, I guess, not super happy with her preliminary interview. But at the end of the day, she ended up winning too. So,
Yes.
you know, it's in the personality. Yeah.
I love
So,
it. I really love it.
yes, yes. Okay, let's do another question.
Yes.
Ask me anything.
I'm going.
Yay. Your card, your special card.
My second question, I think that you already answering, because it was like, what was the special thing that makes you one Miss Universe? But I think that your personality. What do you think about that?
Well, as I said, back then in 2005 and the early 2000s, we kind of had different criteria. I
Yes.
think what the judges were looking for. These days, it's the whole package. You know, you have to be beautiful and fit and smart and also educated. You know, I think when I was competing, you could be a model and that would have been okay, right? They would say, oh, you know, she's a model, that's fine. But now that's not good enough. You have to
Yes.
have an education, you have to have a career ambition, you have to be going towards some incredibly ambitious, you know, career or something in your life. So, and you have to have a platform, right? You have to have a cause that you're promoting, maybe even a campaign or organization that you're running. So I think, but at the end of the day, it really comes down to that, what I call winning aura. Do you know the word aura?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. So it's kind of like that, something that we cannot truly see with the eyes, but we can feel with the heart, right?
Yes.
So when the judges are in your presence, you're radiating such beautiful, compassionate energy, and everything that you say, everything that you do, and everything that you think has an impact on your aura, right? So, and you can see that so well in the girls who have won recently, right? Think about Zozibini, think about Catriona, Demi Lee, right? You know, all of these girls, they have this incredibly beautiful aura that just radiates from them. You don't really know what it is. You can't quite even describe it, but you can feel it,
Yes.
right? And in order for you to align that aura, you need to align everything that you think, everything that you say, and everything that you do falls in line. So it's not like you're thinking some negative thoughts, but you're pretending to be nice, right? That doesn't work. We can see right away. We can feel that the person is being fake, right?
Yeah.
So if you're doing something nice or you're saying something nice, you need to also feel that inside. So for everyone that you're interacting with, just, you know, imagine that they are you, right? And you are all connected somehow by this, you know, internal beingness, right? And that you treat everybody with respect and kindness, the way that you would treat yourself. And I have to say, you do have that beautiful aura, because from the moment that I saw your photos and from the time that I'm speaking to you right now, I can definitely see that you have that winning aura. And that's a beautiful thing.
Thank you so
You
much. And
do.
I think the same for you, because you are a very special person. Of course, your beauty, we all are agree about that. But you have that thing that we can't see, but we can feel it, that make you special.
But that's the thing, we can all have that, right? It's
Yes.
just that some people live in misalignment with what they think, say, and do. And when they have that misalignment, other people around, they can sense it. And they will feel something is not right here. You know, this person is not authentic. This person is not being true to who they are. And so I think that if you're going for Miss Universe, I mean, even if you're not going for Miss Universe, I think it's a wonderful way to be and to live like that. But especially for Miss Universe, you just need to align yourself to that level of love, right? Love is the highest vibrating form in the universe, the highest vibrating energy in the universe. So I already mentioned this in a couple of live coaching that I have done with other girls, but do something that's called loving kindness meditation. Have you heard of that?
No, never.
Okay, so it comes from ancient India, and I learned it myself when I went to meditation retreats in Nepal and here in Thailand, and when I went to India, I learned about this meditation technique called metta meditation. So the translation is loving kindness meditation. And what you do is you sit down, you close your eyes, and first you start to channel love to yourself, right? So you start to feel love for your inner being. And once you feel that love, not just for the surface, Daniela, but who is Daniela on the inside, right? Because on the surface, you know, you're a woman, you are, you know, 23 years old?
28?
You're 28 years old. You are from Chile, you know, you are a blonde, you're beautiful, you know, you have blue eyes, whatever. That's the surface. We're not talking about sending love to your surface egoic self. We're talking about sending love to the inner Daniela, like who you are on the core essence. So just finding that center of yourself and sending love, like I love myself for who I am on the inside. Then you expand that circle to your friends and your family, right? Your immediate family maybe. And you imagine their smiling faces. You see how happy they are and you send them love, right? You can almost imagine love like rays of light or water or whatever. And you're sending it to them and watching them smile. Then you expand that circle further to include people in your community, right? Or your acquaintances or people you go to school with or your coworkers or whoever. And the same thing, you imagine all of these people radiating from the love that you're sending to them. Then you expand that circle further to your country and all the countrymen and women, right? And then you can expand that even to people that you might not like, your enemies, as they say. Well, we don't like to have enemies, but let's say there's people who have maybe you don't agree with, right? Maybe some people who have said negative things about you, the media or something. You send love to them anyway. Then you expand that circle towards the world, right? And then towards the universe. And so you become sort of like this radiating wonderful being of love, right? That just radiates this highest form of energy that's in the universe. And so, trust me, if you do one of those metta meditations, you feel like your vibration has risen so high, you feel like you're floating. You feel amazing. And on YouTube, you can just type in loving kindness. I can actually write it down here, loving kindness meditation, or metta meditation. And you can just listen to that once or twice a week, and you will raise your energetic vibration to that love, so that whenever you come in touch with people in the world, you'll remember that feeling and you'll send them that love. So, I mean, really, it's all how we should all be living anyway. But if you're going to go to Miss Universe, you might as well go on the highest vibration possible. Am I right?
I have to. I will do it. I think that it's a special way to prepare it too.
It's a special way, and I think it's overlooked. People always train contestants physically and mentally, but they're forgetting that spiritual aspect of it. And we cannot overlook it because we are spiritual beings. We cannot just focus on physical and mental, right? So, you know, your meditation, maybe do some yoga, do some breath work. You know, all of this stuff is available out there on the internet, but you know, it's too many things and you don't know where to start, right? That's why I'm telling you now, start with loving kindness. And of course, those people who are interested in getting a complete package of holistic training, I have the Win the Crown Masterclass as well. That's starting on February 6th. So just in case, if Daniela is interested, or if any of you ladies who are watching today, if you're interested,
Yes.
also please join Win the Crown Masterclass, because I will take you through all of this preparation. Physical, mental, and spiritual. It's a holistic preparation.
Yes, I never thought like a preparation in that way. It's very weird maybe that we never talk about that. Now talking with you, I think that physically, mentally, and spiritually must be in the same way.
Yes, we need to give
You
equal
understand what I
priority.
mean?
Yeah, we need to give equal priority
Yes.
to all three aspects of our preparation, because that is who we are. We are physical beings. We're also mental beings, right? We have a mind and a soul, and we're spiritual beings. Because if we have a body and a mind, great. But if there's no energy running through it to power it all, there's no point in having the latest software and the best hardware, right? Without the electricity, it's not going to operate. So that spiritual part is that energy that makes everything possible, why we're alive, right?
Yes.
So how can we possibly ignore that?
But we ignore that. That's the interesting thing.
Yeah.
It's like we
Because
ignore
it's
the
not
spirituality.
culturally, it's not culturally accepted, and it's not really taught to us, right? But some countries, like, well, I guess in some countries like even Thailand, for example, you know, they're Buddhist here, so majority of people, and they do also have that spiritual aspect in everything. From the moment they go to school here, they get taught that spiritual aspect as well. That's why I love living in this country, because everybody's so calm and everybody's so gentle. You know, it's because of that spiritual upbringing that they have. And I think we could use a little bit more of that in westernized cultures, don't you think?
Yes. I think all the world must have something like people in Thailand. We must be more calm. We must hear more. I think that we always live in a quick life, like we are always hurry. So I think Thailand have something special that we really have to learn about that.
It is. And now you can understand why I've been living here for 14 years.
Yes.
It's such a lovely place to be. And I can't wait for you to come and visit here. Have you been here before?
Never. I want to go someday.
Yay. Oh my gosh, you're going to love it. Yes, Or if you win Miss Universe, I'm sure you will come here on one of your trips because they
Yeah,
always invite Miss Universe here. So that would
I
be
would love
really,
it.
really cool. So I would love to meet you here. Do you have another question?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
What impressed you the most when you had judge and contestants on stage?
Yes, I have been a judge several times in different national and international contests. And when it comes to being impressed on stage, I guess it's the same thing that I was saying, that aura that you can kind of, the girl walks out and you just know, like she has that winning energy, right? It's something that you can't really see. She might not be the, you know, the tallest or the most, you know, fittest or whatever, but she has that spark, the charm, the charisma, je ne sais quoi, whatever you want to call it, right? So always smiling. I think girls who try to act to like they're walking on a runway fashion show, that kind of puts me off a little bit because I feel like you're not on a runway fashion show. You're supposed to be showcasing your personality and smile and so for me, smiling instead of trying to look too sexy or too serious. So definitely smiling and somebody who looks like very naturally like present. And you can also tell that by the way that the girls move. Like if they have rehearsed too much, they kind of look a little bit robotic, right? So every move is calculated. They know which hand is going to go up on their hip and which way they're going to turn and how they're going to flip their hair. But instead of being calculated, the girls that I usually gravitate most towards as a judge are the ones that have this flow of movement, right? So, you know, it might come in the moment. She feels like she wants to, you know, do this, right? Or she wants to make a twirl or whatever, right? It happens in the moment. And I know myself as a contestant, I remember what it was like. If I rehearsed too much, it didn't come out natural, right? So always trying to be in the moment, feeling your body and being aware of every single part of your body. And then moving like, okay, in the moment, I feel like I want to do this now. And so the judges can also see that, I think. And then, of course, the way that you speak, it has to showcase that you know what you're talking about. You know yourself really well. And in my course, Win the Crown, I always teach that, you know, nailing your final answer or interview, it's not really so much about, it's not so much about that practice that you do, but it's more about how well do you know yourself, right? What is your opinion on every issue, right? Because if you don't take the time to ask yourself, what is my opinion on abortion? What is my opinion on, you know, protests and freedom of speech? What is my opinion on immigration laws? Like, you need to actually ask yourself before you go to the pageant, what is my opinion? How do I really feel? Not what you think they want you to say, but how do I really feel? Because the moment you start to ask yourself, you start to speak from the heart, and then you cannot say anything wrong. You will only impress the judges more by speaking your truth, right? So just prepare, of course, get your facts and statistics and quotes and everything else ready, but really ask yourself, how do I truly feel right now? Because, you know, when they ask you a question on stage, there really shouldn't be any question that you don't know how to answer. If you know yourself well, you should be able to answer anything.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, what we do in the course and Win the Crown, in week 4, we do interview training and final answer. And I have girls asking me questions on the spot, and I showcase how easy it is to actually answer any question. Because even if I don't know about a topic, I can still search my heart and find my opinion about it, right? But being prepared helps, of course, because then I can whip out a quote or a philosophical saying, right? Like, for example, I prepared the saying, I see the world as a glass half full instead of half empty, right? That was my philosophy in life. And so I said that in my final answer. So what is your philosophy? What are the words that you live by? Prepare those things and just have those things ready to go at any moment so you can sound brilliant, right?
I love it. It's because always in these competitions, the people think that we have to be like a miss, like a character. I'm talking with you and have like 400 people watching us now. It's great to hear that we have to be ourselves. I think that really, I told you already, but I think that that's the key. Be ourselves. We don't have to be the most intelligent person or the most beautiful person. We have to be ourselves. And I think that because talking with you, all the questions, we're going to that way. Just be ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. And you don't have to be like, in your mind, you might say, this is the girl who should be Miss Universe. This is who I should be like. But if you think that you should be like somebody else, that you are not her, you're never going to win, right? You need to be yourself and showcase the best of yourself, and then you're going to do really, really well. Okay, you might not win. I mean, we never know. There's, of course, an element of luck, an element of chance, fate. We don't know who is going to win. It's a pageant. You know, there's always surprises.
Yes.
But as long as you master being yourself and then showcase that to the world, that's the best thing that you can do. So just focus on mastering yourself and being yourself.
I will.
That's it.
Yes, I will do it.
I know you can do this. You have what it takes. You just need
I'm preparing for that.
Yes, you just need to allow that beautiful you that is already inside to showcase to everybody. That's it.
Thank you. Well, next question.
Okay.
I know that we already talked at the first time about your preparation before Miss Universe, but I want to know if, for example, you made a diet and a special diet or something like that.
Yes, I did. I mean, it wasn't really a specific diet. I wouldn't say I did keto or paleo or something like that. I just kind of looked at the things that are not going to help me achieve my ideal body, and I cut them out of my diet. So anything with white flour, right? Like pasta, white bread, white rice, things like that. In fact, I think when I was preparing for a pageant, I was avoiding carbohydrates as much as I could. So I think that this type of diet where you focus more on protein and just fruits and vegetables, it's a good diet in the short term. You don't want to do this diet for a really long term because it's not sustainable and it's not something that you can live like that for the rest of your life. And eventually, if you eat one carbohydrate, you're going to gain all the weight back. So I think that for maybe 2 or 3 months, I just avoided carbohydrates and focused more on fish, chicken, and vegetables. You know, and if sometimes I went to an event and they were serving some carbohydrates, that's fine. You know, like once in a while, once a week, it's no problem. But for the most part, I avoided all sugar. I didn't eat any sweets. And I even ate a restricted amount of fruit because fruit has a lot of sugar as well. Yeah. And yeah, I think I ate things like salmon, chicken,
healthy food,
cabbage. Yeah, like I would make like steamed cabbage with carrots and other vegetables, you know, like things like that, and then have a side of grilled salmon, grilled fish, and grilled chicken. So that was pretty much the diet, which was not very varied, and I don't think it's a very healthy diet. But for 2 or 3 months, it's not a big deal. You know, it's fine. And so, again, it's not about being as skinny as you possibly can. It's about showcasing that you can be fit, you can be healthy, and you can have an incredibly looking body, because that's why we watch pageants, right? We want to see girls who are at the top of their game, right? They look amazing, they sound amazing, they they have beautiful dresses. It's the top of the top, right? In beauty and intelligence and everything else. So, it is important that you adjust your diet to showcase and master your body in the best way that you can. Do you have a special diet right now?
Yes, I changed everything like 3 months ago, and it's very special because now I feel better with myself. I feel better, like my body, when I do, for example, exercises. Now I feel better. I don't feel pain. My body is better. I don't eat gluten and lactose and sugar. Was
Okay,
hard.
good.
Was hard at first. I was suffering, but but I feel better now. So I think that I will continue after
Yeah,
Universo.
I think girls think that they have to suffer for the rest of their life, but that's not really that. And actually, if you look at it now, you're not suffering anymore. Because
No,
at the beginning, it was an adjustment, of course, because sometimes in our normal lives, we eat a lot of things that might be bad for us, but we eat it because it feels good, it tastes good. But we need to
yes,
put our priorities ahead of our feelings, right? Put our values over instant gratification. And you can always have your favorite foods again. It's not like you're going to say no to them for the rest of your life. This is a short period of time, so it's absolutely doable. So well done. I'm
yes.
really proud of you. Good job.
Thank you. Well, I have to be honest too. Once a week, I eat something that I can't eat, but I eat too, because
It's okay.
yes, we have to. We have to do that
Yeah,
sometimes.
we have to. And I mean, to be honest, you will not even miss it later. Like now, for example, let's say when I was in my 20s, I used to have these things that I would love to eat, like my cookies and my chocolate. And now I don't even miss them at all. It's because I kind of got over it and I don't really have that craving anymore for them. Because with time, I changed my eating habits to healthy habits. So I don't even want those things. They're too sweet for me. You will give them to me and I will not eat them at all. So with time, you will move into healthier eating as long as you're consciously setting intentions to have healthy eating habits. It takes time. I mean, I'm almost 40 years old, and it's taking me this long to finally have that freedom from cravings, freedom from emotional eating. But it's great because I took that time to be aware of why I was eating those things and how they were not good for me. So yeah, it's really nice to be able to have that freedom when you're just like eating whatever you want, but what you're eating is actually healthy. So it's great.
Yes, yes. I think that I will continue with my diet before Miss Universe. Yes.
Yes, but after Miss Universe, don't look at it as diet. Look at it more like it's a way of my life now, right? I don't have to stick to anything. I don't have to force myself to eat this diet, but I choose to eat healthier things. And little by little, you start to eliminate the bad things from your diet and you start to eat healthier and you enjoy it. Like now, I enjoy eating a salad more than I would enjoy eating French fries.
I want
I
that.
actually, I love the taste of salad. Like it's my favorite food. I can't get enough of it.
I hope someday. Have to say
You
that.
will, you will, you will. But first is awareness. Second is intention. So
Yes.
become aware of the bad foods you're eating, set an intention on eating more healthier foods. And then third is action, right?
Yeah.
Awareness, intention, action. That's it.
I will
But
write
it's
that.
it's a process. It's a process, but it'll take time, but you'll get there.
And did you make a lot of sports?
Not as much as you would think. Actually, people think that in order to have this fit body, you must be at the gym, lifting heavy weights and crunching and squatting and doing all these things. To be honest with you, I only did 20 minutes per day. 20 to 30
Really?
minutes. That's it. That's all you need. You're not going to a bodybuilding competition. You're not going to a fitness competition. You don't need to be doing anything crazy, CrossFit and all of this. boot camp. It's unnecessary. You're just going to burn yourself out and you're going to quit before you even get ahead. So just do small exercises every day. I think I exercised about 5 times a week, at least, I remember. But it was short. I would go down to the gym, 20 to 30 minutes. I would spend 10 to 15 minutes doing some cardio. And the rest of the time, I would do my squats, my sit-ups, my push-ups, you know, a little bit dumbbells for my arms. We don't need anything more than that. You know, you're young, you're fit already. You just need to tone up a little bit and focus more on your diet, right? Because 80% of what you look is actually the diet.
Yes.
20% is the fitness. So I focused more on the diet, and then 20% was exercise, which was just a little bit to keep myself fit and toned. That's all you need. And I know some girls who are preparing for Miss Universe, they're at the gym for 3 hours and they're going crazy and they're exhausted and they're tired. That's a great way to burn yourself out before you even get there. You know, and it's not sustainable. It's not how we don't live our lives like that. We're not going to be always in the gym for 3 hours a day. So just make it sustainable. 20 minutes, trust me, it's enough. And for women as well, in order to keep our hormones quite well balanced, we cannot do more than an hour of workout per day because it's going to mess up our hormones. Women, we are biologically different from men. So men can go out and do whatever they want. They can do their crazy things. But women, we need to have certain body fat percentage. We cannot drop below that. And when we exercise too hard, we burn out our adrenal glands, right? We actually, the ovaries get stressed out as well. They start producing, well, the adrenal glands produce more cortisol. The ovaries, they start getting imbalanced with the hormones. They might even shrink, or you might get some other kind of, syndromes, hormonal imbalances. You don't want to do that, right?
Yes.
We want to stay radiantly beautiful with a really high energetic vibration.
Yes.
So we don't want to burn ourselves out too much.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
No, because
yeah.
when you went to Miss Universe, you looked amazing. I think that you are like the kind of person that we take to prepare ourselves for the competition.
Thank you. Well, if you think that, then you will know that I'm telling you right now, I didn't exercise for more than 20 or 30 minutes a day.
Great.
And I didn't do any heavy lifting. I didn't take those weights and, become red in the face and sweaty and none of that. I just focused more on my diet and then a little bit of exercise. That's it.
I will do that. Diet. Focus on diet.
Focus on diet and light exercise.
Great.
Should we take some questions? I feel like we're missing out a bunch of questions. There's questions that we have. Okay, Franco is asking, do you remember Miss Chile 2005, Renata Ruiz? Yes, I do remember her. Do you know her, Daniela?
Yes, I know her
Renata?
because she's a Chilean model, a famous Chilean model. And she wrote me when I won Miss Universe Chile. She was the first Miss Universe Chile that wrote me. So I'm very grateful with her. Yes.
She is a wonderful, wonderful being. I remember her very well. I just always remember her backstage. We would do makeup together, and she's a lovely, lovely person.
Yes.
I remember Renata. I was actually very surprised she didn't make it to the top 15. I thought she was going to make it for sure. Okay, we have another question. Okay, we have some strange questions here. Let's keep it to Miss Universe. Okay, here's Cross. Danny, what is your best attribute to win Miss Universe?
I believe that my best attribute to win Miss Universe is like my communication skills. I'm an actress and I'm in my last semester to be a journalist. So I've been working on my communication skills since like 9 years. And I think that this is a very important thing that I have. And I think that my personality maybe, I'm very spontaneous. So I never thought that be spontaneous will be good for something. So I think that my communication skills and my personality.
Okay. If this was a final answer, I would say this is a good answer, but I would add one thing to make it a really good final answer. I would say, and don't you agree that being Miss Universe, it's so important to have those communication skills? Well, there you go. It's one of my best skills.
Sounds much better.
Yeah, you just add a little bit thing at the end to say, and that quality is absolutely a must for any Miss Universe to have. And I have it.
I love it.
Yes.
I will take a note.
Take a note, yes. Okay. Okay, what do we have? Okay, who's this? How do you feel to know that you are the most incredible and sweet Miss Universe?
Oh,
Fred Diego, thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. It feels wonderful to get the love, and I'll take all the compliments that you're giving out to me. Okay. How is the show? How is going to be the show now with the virus? We don't know.
We don't know. We really, really don't know.
We just don't know. I guess the biggest indicator of how it's going to be is Miss USA happened just a few months ago. So it will probably be the same format like Miss USA, where they have
Yes.
to wear masks on stage. Everyone has to be separated, not stand too close to each other. I'm guessing that's how it's going to be. What are times we live in, huh, Daniela?
Oh, yes. But I want to go. I'm so happy to go to Miss Universe. I can believe it now.
Yes, it is happening for sure. Okay, let me see. What other questions do we have?
Look, Miss Angelica Venegas is asking you, did you keep your crown?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Next time I do a live, I'm going to bring it out.
Yes.
It's actually somewhere in the safe that I keep at my house. So I'm not going to bother with that right now. But yes, I have a small crown. It's a tiara, which is like a smaller version of the
Yes.
Nikamoto crown. So I still have it. It's so nice to keep it as a memory.
Yes.
Okay, so Bernadette is asking, do you get political when expressing personal views on what's going on in the world? Okay, that's a good question. When you say political, I guess you mean, do you start to pick sides, right? I think that it's important to be accepting of both sides without saying, I'm right and you're wrong. But picking your own opinion and what you truly believe is a plus. Because I think it's important to state what you believe in, as long as you explain why you believe it and not be offensive to the other side. So, yes, you have to be diplomatic, but I think you need to state clearly what you believe in. Because if you start getting too wishy-washy, like, oh, well, this is good, but also this is good, I agree with this point and with this point, then you're kind of not really being confident in yourself. So if you want to express your confidence, you need to stick to your opinion, but don't be polarizing and don't be, right, saying that somebody else is wrong. So you can say, I also accept the viewpoint of other people, but this is what I believe, right? So that should be easy enough. There's a question in Spanish. Is this something you can address, Daniela?
Juan Pablo is telling that if I will accept an invitation to his Instagram live program.
Oh.
Of course I will.
Okay, that's good. Okay, let's see. What about this one in Espanol?
He's asking which will be my answer if someone asks me about COVID around the world. It's a hard question.
I guess it depends on what specifically will be the question. They can't just say, what is your
Yes.
opinion about COVID? Right?
Yes.
That's not going to be the question, but maybe something to do with public health, right? Or what is your opinion on the vaccine? Do you think that it should be mandatory or should it be a choice? Okay, let's say that one. What would you say?
What one? Sorry.
About the vaccine. If somebody asked you, do you think vaccines should be mandatory for everyone in the world, or should it be a choice that you can choose to get vaccinated?
I didn't understand the first word.
Vaccinated, right?
Vaccinated? No, I don't know it.
Yeah, vaccinated, like get an injection against COVID. Yeah.
Can you repeat the answer? The question, please?
Oh, so do you think that everyone in the world should be forced to take the vaccine against COVID, or should it be a choice that everyone can make for themselves?
I believe that we can't force anybody. We're not who we are to force someone to do something. But in my opinion, I believe that we should do it. Of course, it's a huge pandemic, so we have to do real changes. And I think that vaccinate the population, it will be a very good solution.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good. I like your answer. I think to make it even punchier, you have to pull in some kind of strong opening statement or strong closing statement. For example, you could start this answer by saying, I believe freedom is what makes our society such a wonderful place to be. And freedom of choice is something that I value above many other things. And so with that freedom comes a big responsibility. So while we cannot absolutely force everyone to do what the government might want, we need to encourage people to take the vaccine for the greater good of the whole humanity. Right? So
very good answer.
Yeah, so kind of make it a little bit punchier, right? With philosophical statements.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying your homework to prepare for all of these final answers is think, what are the current issues that I might be asked about? And what kind of philosophical statements or quotes can I bring in so I can say it and sound brilliant, right? Like, for example, my philosophical statement is freedom is what makes our world such a wonderful place to be, right? I value freedom above many other things. But the freedom has to come with responsibility. So just, it's really fun to actually say those things, because you can go on Google and find so many quotes and so many wonderful statements. It's going to make you sound so brilliant.
Good advice.
Yeah.
We have another?
Okay.
Yes.
Natalie, it's incredible how do you still radiate the winning aura back from 2005. Oh, thank you so much. Well, we were talking about that aura today. And it's
that person.
Yeah, I think Daniela has that aura. So.
Thank you.
Okay. Daniela, why are you so cute?
Thank you so much.
You're just too adorable. Yes. Do you know Miss Mexico, Andrea Meza?
Yes. I think Andrea is a very strong competitor this year. I think that she has a very clear ideas about what she thinks and what she believes. So I'm very happy to meet her soon.
Very good. I haven't actually talked to her. Hopefully I'll get a chance to do one as well.
She's very cute.
Okay. Let's just do one more. So Natalie, what advice can you give to Daniela to win the crown? Well, we've been talking about it the whole time, but just this last part that I want to stress once again, radiate and be the love that you wish to see in the world. That's just a recent post that I made on Instagram. I made a quote about that. You know, Gandhi, he said, be the change you wish to see in the world. And for me, I kind of adjust this quote to say, be the love that you wish to see in the world. Because we all want to see more love. We want to see more peace in the world. So we have to be that love. We have to be that peace. So if you're on the inside, you start with yourself and you have that peace and love for yourself. That's the only thing that we can do in order to see positive changes in the world, right? We have to start with ourselves. So my advice to you is do your loving kindness meditation, be grateful for everyone and express that gratitude to everybody, right? Remember to align everything that you think, say, and do. Make everything aligned and express gratitude towards everybody. Just like you said today, that I'm in love with my organizer. That's perfect. I love to hear that. And then you will just keep radiating that beautiful energy. And yes. Wow. Okay, so we have quite a lot of questions still. Okay, one for you, Daniela. Last one. What would be the greatest contribution of Chile to the world?
If we talk about like people, like Chilean people, I'm sure that we have a special thing that it's like we are very oh, I don't know how to say in English. We are very
Say it in Spanish. Say the word in Spanish. It's gonna be
solidarios.
great.
It's like I will look.
One advice is that if you don't know how to say something in English, say the word in Spanish. People will still understand.
It's solidary. That's I don't know, but
Solidarity.
yes, maybe.
Okay.
Some people. A person told me that. Well, because we always have, like, for example, we've been through for very hard things through the years, like earthquakes, and we, for example, last year we have a very politically problems in the society, and when we have problems in my country, we always help each other, and I think that people in the world must learn about us in that way. We are very special. We sometimes we fight and we have difference, like in opinions, but when we have problems, we always help each other, and I think that this is the thing that I really like at most from my country.
Beautiful. I love it. It's such a perfect answer. And even though you didn't know the word for it in English, even if you say that in Spanish, it's still, we will get the idea. We will get the point. And it just makes you sound even more unique and more endearing and charming if you use the words to express how you truly feel in your own language. Don't ever be afraid to say some words in Spanish. Okay?
Yes. No, and now we are in a coaching, so I'm here for learning.
Yes, but it was a beautifully worded answer and definitely worthy of the crown. So congratulations, Daniela. This was a wonderful, wonderful live session. I really appreciate your time and for staying up so late for this. And you are incredible. And so many fans here agree. You're just getting so much love from around the world. People love you because you have that special gift, that special energy, and that aura that you're radiating with that love. So well done. I'm really, really excited for you, and I'll be rooting for you at Miss Universe. Yay!
Thank you. I hope to see you there.
I hope so. If I'm able to travel, I mean, from Thailand, it's really tough to get anywhere right now.
Yes.
So let's see. Hopefully.
And can you please send a message to all the Chilean fans, because really in Chile everybody loves you.
Oh, that's so sweet. All right. Well, all you guys in Chile right now who are watching and everyone who is not watching, I just want to say, you know, that you are so, so wonderful and you have so much love and so much heart to share with the rest of the world. And even though I have never been to Chile, I've met so many fantastic people from your country, and everyone that I met has been like you, just beautiful from the inside out. And I can't wait one day to visit your beautiful country and experience all of the gifts that you have to share with the world. So one day, I hope you will be my tour guide.
Yes, we will be waiting for you here.
Yes, stay strong, Chile, and yes, let's support your girl,
Yes.
Daniela. Yes,
Thank you. Thank
she's
you very
going to
much,
make some
Natalie.
waves. It's
Thank you
my
for the
pleasure. And please keep in touch. And for anybody who's watching who's interested in Win the Crown Masterclass, we're starting on February 6th. It's going to be a 5-week live masterclass. I'm only doing it twice a year this year. And so February 6th is going to be the first one of the year. And I can't wait to welcome more of you into the masterclass so I can help you win the crown.
Yes. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much. Lots of love, lots of love. Kisses and hugs, and I'll see you very soon, Daniela.
Yes, hope to. Bye.
There. Bye. Bye, everybody.